Good evening, viewers and listeners, and welcome to another edition of Serving the People, brought to you by the Democratic Republican Party, of which I'm the founder and the leader, Anissa Batiste. Please let us start with a word of prayer. Loving Father in heaven, do bless me as I speak the truth to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. May they understand clearly the position and policies of the Democratic Republican Party to help them to improve their lives and bring about development in our blessed land. In Jesus' name I pray with thanksgiving unto thee. Amen. And now, my dear viewers and listeners, remember that this program is brought to you by the DRP, the Party with a Heart, and you may contact us at 528-1015. The number is on your screen, 528-1015. In this evening's program, I'd like to take another look at the DRP's agricultural plan. We tell you over and over that our position on every aspect of development of our country is based on our duty to protect your inalienable or God-given rights and freedoms. And when we think of agriculture, we think of our people's right to life and their right to private property. And so, we have presented to you before, and we will do it again, our concerns, our plans and policies where agriculture is concerned, to make things better for Vincentians and for St. Vincent and the Grenadines in this area. We would like to share some clips with you to help you better understand, and I remind you that these things were shared before. I want you to consider, first of all, for example, our position on genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. We are very concerned about the impact of GMOs upon the health and the agricultural environment of a nation. And we have a mature, forward-thinking, progressive position on this issue. But before I give you the details again, I'd like you to take a look at this very important clip showing you the dangers of genetically modified organisms. Take a look.
Here is proof of the cancers and tumors and growths caused by Monsanto's genetically modified soya when they fed it to white rats. So here is what it produced. This clearly shows how dangerous it is to your health. This next picture you are looking at here is extremely horrible. These white rats were fed GMO products, and look at the tumors and cancers that grew on their bodies as a result of feeding on GMO products. If you look, you see the big cancerous sore at the side of one of those rats. Again, you would see another cancerous sore at the lower part of those rats. And on the other rat, you would see a big cancerous sores on both sides of the body. This is what happens when you feed on GMO products. Experimenting with rats clearly shows that they are not good for your body, as you have seen here in this picture. Do you want to get cancer sores in your body? Do you want your genes to be interfered with by GMO products? If you want them to be interfered with, then you can choose to go ahead and eat GMO products. But if you don't, then you cannot be eating GMO products. Let this example from this rat that you are looking at here show you that you must not use GMO products. Yes, my dear people, didn't that picture look horrible? Now here are actual photographs of the testicles of rats. Some fed with GMO soy, some fed without the GMO soy. You'd observe the difference between the two. Now this picture that you are looking at here are the testicles removed from rats that were fed GMO and rats that were not fed GMO, and they're showing you the difference. On your left is the testicle of a rat that was not fed on GMO, and on your right are the testicles of rats that were fed with GMO. The testicles of rats fed with GMO soy were of a darker color. Also, on your left you are seeing the cells of rats that were not fed with GMO, and on the right you are seeing the cells of rats that were fed with GMO in the bottom pictures here. And the cells showed significant differences compared to those of rats fed non-GMO soy. So you see, the facts are GMO products actually affects your very cells. It damages your very cells. It is destruction that takes place on a cellular level of your body. This is the reason why you cannot be using GMO products and expect to be safe in your health. Furthermore, even the destruction of pig stomachs can be seen in this information and in this picture that we are giving you about GMO foods. When the pigs ate it, it destroyed their stomachs. You will see the comparison between the two, showing you destroyed stomachs and good stomachs from the pigs. What you are looking at here is the stomach of a pig that was fed GMO and the stomach of a pig that was not fed GMO. On your right, the GMO fed pig, and on your left, the stomach of the pig that was not fed with GMO. You would observe how destroyed and diseased the stomach of the pig that was fed with GMO, how it looks. And you would observe the stomach of the pig that was not fed GMO. Now the facts are, pig stomach on a whole is definitely not good because pig is a scavenger. But look how destroyed the stomach of the pig that fed on GMO is. This clearly again illustrates why GMO products are definitely not good and must not be used for human consumption. Yes, my dear people, what have all these things that we have seen shown us so far? They have shown us that GMO foods, genetically modified organisms foods, are definitely not good for man. Look at this clip. Monsanto, GMO food. More than 75% of processed foods contain GMO ingredients. 7 out of 10 food items have been genetically modified. GMO soybeans and corn make up the largest portion of genetically modified crops. Yes, my dear people. GMO utilizes terminator technology to create seeds that self-destruct. GMO seeds and the forthcoming crops are sterile, forcing farmers to buy GMO seeds each year as opposed to using seeds from their harvest to replant the following year. And so they make more money as farmers have to buy more seeds every year. But when you are eating those seeds, you are eating sterile seeds with terminator technology in it, and that is becoming part of your genetic makeup. How destructive this is to the human being. We should make sure we do not partake of GMO products. GMO foods pose a serious health risk in the areas of allergy and immune function, reproductive health, toxicology, and metabolic, physiologic, and genetic health. This is the reason why, my dear people, the destruction of GMO foods upon your body is deep and far-reaching and almost irreversible. This is the reason why you must not use genetically modified organisms as part of your diet.
Yes, my dear people. Did you see those horrific things? The impact of those organisms on animals, and imagine what they're doing to human health. There's so much information available in the world today about these things. But if you think I'm not telling the truth, let me give you some information about the countries that have already banned the use of GMOs, the growing of GMO crops in their respective countries. Let me list some of them for you. Germany. Germans have banned the growing of all GMO crops. Ireland. GMO crops have been banned from growing in Ireland, and Ireland has a voluntary GM food labeling system. Austria, Greece, Hungary, Luxembourg, and Bulgaria, all members of the European Union, these countries have banned GMO crops and have banned the sale of GM food in their countries. Can you imagine that? We are told places like Madeira and Switzerland have banned the growing of genetically modified crops, in their countries. We are also told of Japan, who has passed laws to ban the growing of any genetically modified seeds or crops in Japan. Australia, New Zealand, India, Thailand, and even in the USA in certain states, they have banned the growing of genetically modified foods. what are we doing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? We understand that the growing of genetically modified seeds, crops in our country, in our soil, is dangerous to our agricultural environment, and as a result, these are the steps a DRP party in government will take for the protection of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 1. We will pass legislation to ban the use of GM seeds and the growing of GMO crops. 2. We will pursue a seed bank of non-GMO seeds, because we can't say we ban the growing of the seeds but we allow seeds to come in that have been genetically modified. So we will pursue ensuring we have a seed bank, so when our farmers come to buy seeds, they will be buying seeds that are not genetically modified. And this is possible because there are agencies around the world who are protecting seed banks, who are creating seed banks that are non-GMO, non-hybrid, non-chemical, where you can get seeds for vegetables, fruits, culinary herbs, medicinal herbs, sprouting seeds, you name it. And they are guaranteed to be non-GMO. As a government, we will find these seeds, we will ensure that what we have here that has not yet been affected by GMO, we will ensure that we preserve them and that we don't allow the GMO seeds to come in and eradicate them where they exist. And we want you to understand that we will bring in experts from among our own farmers, farmers who are skilled and trained in organic farming. Persons like Mr. Lennox Lampkin and his wife from the Lampkin Natural Farm, or LANAF, of Rose Hall, who have experience in growing foods organically without the use of GMO seeds, and they can share their experience with other farmers and show them how they can make money while paying attention to ensuring that the environment is not destroyed, and also paying attention to their health and the health of the consumers of their food. So, vote for the DRP when we bring our candidates to you, because here at the DRP, we believe that running a country is not a game. It is serious business. It is about looking out for the rights of the people and the protection of your right to life through good health, through a proper agricultural plan is what we are about. Yes, my dear people, these things we showed to you over a year ago. We're the only political party in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who has taken an approach to this issue which is intelligent, it is modern, it is in keeping with what is going on in the world. You saw that portion where I showed you how many countries in the world have made legislation and taken positions against GMOs because they recognize the danger to their people's health as well as to the very agricultural environment of their country. And if we are to produce more and export more and maximize the benefits of our rich volcanic soil in agricultural produce, we must pay attention to what is going on where genetically modified foods is concerned. In light of this, we are very concerned at the DRP with the fact that we learned that the government of this country is considering passing something called a National Biosafety Act, and in this biosafety legislation, they are seeking to regulate the transfer and handling of GMOs in our country. Some sort of consultations were done which we find were inadequate because the majority of Vincentians were not aware of these consultations, and it showed in the poor attendance to the consultation sessions, and we are very concerned that we're going to pass legislation to allow for the transfer and handling of GMOs in our country where people are not educated about the dangers thereof. I hope what we have just shown you has made you wise. The DRP government will ban the use of genetically engineered seeds in our agricultural environment. We will also require via legislation labeling of any GMO foods which are imported for local consumption, as we know there are agencies in the country that import such. And we will also enforce the protection of our seeds as outlined in a seed policy which we will develop to ensure that GMO seeds are not in our seed banks. We must protect our people's health, we must protect our farmers, we must protect our produce, which we hope to export more and more under agriculture under a DRP government. In addition to this, we will ban the use of the 47 hazardous chemicals as stated on Annex 3 list of the Rotterdam Convention. In another program, I hope to go into detail with this, but this is a very serious issue because right now in our agricultural input warehouse, we are selling chemicals. Farmers are using chemicals which are very dangerous to the health. Chemicals such as Roundup, Roundup Ultra, Touchdown, and these products, these chemicals having glyphosate, which is the main ingredient in Roundup, and it is known to be very dangerous to the health, having the potential to cause cancers and other stomach and other problems. A DRP government will pay attention to these things and ensure that we are not using dangerous chemicals which have been banned by international agencies and which cause disease and dangers to the health of our people. This is the progressive DRP for you, my dear people. But there's another clip I'd like you to look at even as we come down to the end of our program. There's another clip I want you to look at, and this one has to do with Timorex Gold. We know that based on certain preferential agreements that we no longer have where banana is concerned, but we have banana farmers who are still interested in growing it and doing well in that area. We will encourage you even as we diversify in agriculture, but to help you, a DRP government will pursue products such as Timorex Gold, which is good for treating black sigatoka. Take a look at this clip.
Timorex Gold.
What?
TG. It stands for Timorex Gold. Here, let me show you. Timorex Gold is the next generation in field-proven, residue-free biofungicides for the control of black sigatoka. Timorex Gold is a completely natural product based on a plant extract of Melaleuca alternifolia.
Mela what?
Exactly, Melaleuca alternifolia. It's like a plant helping a plant. What makes Timorex Gold the best solution on the market is that it's not just preventative, but curative as well. Its unique multiple mode of action penetrates deep into the leaf. Here it breaks through the wall of the spore cells and destroys the cell membrane. The loss of cytoplasm severely compromises respiration and ion transport and leads to cell death. This process eliminates pathogenic colonies, prevents germination, and suppresses lesion development and expansion. In fact, lesions treated with Timorex Gold from stages 2 to 4 turned a dark brown and exhibited no further expansion even 57 days after application. This unique curative ability opens up a whole new opportunity in disease control. Now you can spray in most disease stages and stop the development of black sigatoka.
Timorex Gold has demonstrated a high efficacy in semi-commercial and commercial banana plantations. Timorex Gold provided a similar or better efficacy than systematic fungicide. Unlike chemical fungicides, which inhibit black sigatoka in stages 1 and 2, Timorex Gold inhibits and controls black sigatoka in stages 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Developed by STK Biomore, the Stockton Group's R&D center in Israel, Timorex Gold is backed by the company's many years of best practice performance in the crop protection industry. As well as meeting regulatory standards, Timorex Gold is subject to stringent quality control mechanisms throughout the manufacturing process. Timorex Gold leaves no residue in soil, water, and air, thus reducing the chemical load caused by synthetic fungicides. And it's totally harmless to beneficial insects and bees. This, of course, means there are absolutely no re-entry limitations. Look, the spraying has stopped and they are already returning to work. We're talking zero toxic load. Did I mention that Timorex Gold is the best tool for integrated resistance management?
You mean as a multi-component substance, it can be rotated year-round with conventional fungicides without inducing resistance?
Exactly. And this compensates for the loss of sensitivity in other fungicides.
It was demonstrated that Timorex Gold has an important position in any program of Black Sigatoka control treatments, and due to its unique chemical constituents, plays an important role in resistant management plans.
It gets better. The scientific benefits of Timorex Gold translate into economic advantages to the grower. Trials demonstrate that treatment with Timorex Gold produced a larger number of functional leaves. This resulted in heavier bunches with a greater number of hands. In other words, increased profitability.
Neat!
One more thing. This isn't just happening in just one banana plantation, but across all South Central America and Asia. The Stockton Group operates across 5 continents. And with an integrated network of companies and representatives in over 35 countries, it provides resources and support wherever you are located. The Stockton Group is committed to enabling our customers to achieve a profitable and sustainable business through the development of innovative, high-quality crop protection solutions.
Great! Now can I go play soccer?
Of course. Answering the banana growth requirements for an efficient, sustainable, cost-effective solution to the prevention and cure of Black Sigatoka, Timorex Gold is quite simply the smart way to grow.
Yes. Did you hear those things? In that footage you just looked at, we learned a few things about Timorex Gold. We're told it's an environmentally safe product, natural, organic. It's eco-friendly. It's described as harmless to farmers and to beneficial insects and bees. We're told it has the effect of producing higher number of leaves and therefore increased yield in the crop. We're also told that it not only acts as a curative in terms of curing what already exists of the Black Sigatoka, but it also has the potential to be what they call a strong prophylactic, which means it acts as a preventative. This is very interesting. And also what is interesting is the fact that Timorex Gold is already being recognized by the many South American countries that are planting bananas and selling them. In fact, they're one of our greatest competitors. Also by Asian farming communities, also in European countries like Spain and France, and even in North America, in Canada and America for other crops like apples and grapes. Yes, my dear viewers and listeners, that information was presented 3 years ago by Anissa Batiste in this country on television, and none of the established parties, of which I was a member of one of them at the time, none of them sought to push it to encourage getting this product to help our banana farmers to treat Black Sigatoka. A DRP government led by me, yours truly, Anissa Batiste, will seek out this natural aid to assist banana farmers in fighting Black Sigatoka and other diseases so they can produce bananas, those who are interested in still doing so. But in addition to that, we will also encourage the development of industries to purchase the banana from the farmers and go into certain technologies where we use certain aspects of the banana to develop products. I'll just give you a hint. The inside of the skin of the ripe banana rubbed on your teeth does wonders for whitening it naturally. There are products that can be developed, teeth whitening toothpaste, for example, from this. A DRP government will seek out technologies and industries that can do these things, create these products, and sell them on markets that will buy them. Because we understand not just the benefit of the raw material, the banana, but also the things that can be developed from it and add value to the product and cause us to make money from it. Yes, my dear people. But we also understand that farmers have serious concerns about, for example, fertilizer cost, and also even difficulty accessing the consumer directly to sell their produce. We, the DRP, if you put us into government, we will cause St. Vincent and the Grenadines to develop its own fertilizer. We will make fertilizer here, reduce the cost for the farmers, and help them in a large way in their inputs so that they could truly benefit from their work. But in addition to that, we will also develop what we call direct marketing. Yes, where the farmer can bring their produce to a sort of depot, whether it be daily or on a particular farmer's day, and have direct access to the consumer, where the consumer can go directly to the farmer and buy produce from them. This is very important in addressing and correcting some of the unevenness that is taking place right now in society and causing so many farmers to suffer when it comes to selling their produce. These are just some of the ideas we have to help you, but you have to help us by voting us into office. Remember, we're in the race. We are going about getting our candidates together to bring them to you. If you're interested in joining our candidate team, don't be afraid. Don't let anybody tell you third parties can't win. You have the power in your hands to determine your destiny, and together we can make it. So call us at telephone number 528-1015. That's 528-1015, and we'll tell you much more about our agricultural policy and other policies in programs to come. You see, the DRP has great workable ideas that can invigorate and cause us to have a much more developed agricultural industry. By diversifying in agriculture, we will look at other crops that we can grow here successfully in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and market for a lot of money. Just to give you an example, we will revive the coconut oil industry and other products associated with it, because we recognize the great benefits to be had from the use of coconut oil, not only locally, but in the outer world, in the international world. It is greatly appreciated now more than ever, and we can make a lot of money from selling our produce there. But in addition to that, there are other crops that we can pursue. Just to give you a hint, think about vanilla, think about things like ginseng. But I'll leave it there for now. We have a lot of ideas of things we can do and do successfully and make a lot of money to help our people in agriculture. You see, we have a leader who has wisdom to be able to use diplomacy and work with countries abroad. We showed you some of our pictures of our trips. We know how to speak to people and get things done and have success. We also know how to speak to countries, what you might consider non-traditional countries that would be interested in our produce. European countries like Croatia, like Germany, like even Macedonia. There are great things we can do, and we're thinking about it. We're talking to people about it, but you have to give us that opportunity. You remember those houses I built? The one in Rosebank and the one in Georgetown in Dixon? I did that without a cent from my pocket, through talking to people overseas, through taking initiative, through fundraising, through advocacy. Think about that and consider what indeed this DRP government, led by Anissa Batiste, can do for you. I am not lazy. I don't sit back and fold my hands and say I can't do anything because I'm in opposition. I have worked hard and will continue to work hard to serve you, the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if you give me the opportunity with my team to form government. So be encouraged and have hope. The DRP, the party with a heart, is here for you. We have just started a new radio program on WeFM every Tuesday night from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's an hour and a half interactive radio program on WeFM, the DRP. That program is called The Moment of Hope. So tune in every Tuesdays on WeFM for DRP's The Moment of Hope. Call us at the number on your screen, 528-1015. That's 528-1015. Until our next program, I'm Anissa Batiste for the Democratic Republican Party. May God bless you.